Hello guys, this is Dr. Dheeraj Masapu. I am an anesthesiologist specialized in neuroanesthesiology, and today I'm going to tell you 5 important things that you can do in 2023 which will make you a totally different person in 2024. So this video is mainly for anesthesia students and also anesthesia practicing consultants. If you can adopt these 5 strategies, you are going to see a drastic change in your life. So let's go into that without any time waste. So number 1 is learning a new skill which is not related to what you're doing now. I'll try to explain. For example, I am a neuroanesthesiologist, and for example, then there is a workshop coming up in ECMO. I usually used to think that, what is the point of me learning ECMO, because that is more for a critical care specialist. But what I'm trying to tell you is try to learn stuff which are not related to you, which might be helping you in your future. So what happens is when you're practicing in neurointensive care, suddenly a patient develops an ARDS and you need to start an ECMO. At that point of time, if you have knowledge in that, that would benefit the patient as well as you in managing the patient. Even though a perfusionist comes and the specialist for ECMO comes, if you already attended a workshop, then you would manage it in a different way, and the subsequent patients you can actually start managing yourself. One more example I'll try to give you. For example, there is a research methodology workshop coming up, and if you are saying that you are a private practitioner and what is the point of me doing a research methodology workshop, then what I would say is do that research methodology workshop, and after doing, you will get some interest in doing some studies in future. And even though you don't have an ethics committee provision, you might tell that it doesn't benefit you, you will get the interest to do that, and you might collaborate with the ethics committee in a local nearby hospital, and you might end up doing some studies which will benefit you in developing your CV, and maybe after doing, you might change the direction in which you are thinking. And the third thing I can think about is the transesophageal echo. If neuroanesthetist is learning, directly it wouldn't benefit them, but for example, if I'm doing a high-risk cardiac case, or if I'm doing a case where venous air embolism risk is there, then having a knowledge about transesophageal echo would benefit me in managing the case. Number 2, the second thing is try teaching your juniors. You must be saying, I'm already doing that. See, it is not. For example, you have a DNB program, and according to ROTA, you are supposed to take some classes. I'm not talking about those things. Apart from that, whatever you're learning from the workshop or anything, try to teach the students apart from the ROTA that is there. So teaching the students will release a dopamine and serotonin in your brain and keeps you motivated. So that is how it helps you to be more active and energetic, and it will change the way you think. If you might say that I don't have a DNB program in my hospital, I work in a small hospital, then you have technicians there. You can train them. If you're telling that you even don't have technicians, then nurses, there somebody will be there. You have to catch them and keep training people. That indirectly helps you in being more motivated. So let's go to point number 3. Try journaling your days. So journaling the days is not about your daily activities and all that. So it's a professional way. Try to, even though you're a consultant or in whatever part of your career, the cases that you anesthetize, try to write the learning points from them. I'm starting to write from this year. Even though I'm a consultant, it doesn't benefit me in applying for some university or something. It is just to improve yourself. I'll write what learning point I got from that particular case. It is just for me, and later on at the end of the year I'll try to analyze. It actually adds up a lot to your knowledge, and it'll help you in exponentially improving your knowledge case and what is the learning point from there. Just one line, and at the end of it you can analyze in the end, or maybe 3 months once you can just go through that and you can see what you learned in each case. That is like, it'll boost your memory and it'll exponentially grow your interest toward the subject, and also you will be more passionate. Let's go to point number 4. This is a very simple thing. So being smart is try to schedule your day a little bit, and try to save some parts of the day. You can cut down. There are a lot of time waste you will be doing. be smart and try to save those slots. If you do it efficiently, at any point of day, 1 to 2 hours you can actually save. You can use that for some productive work, or maybe you can use that in making your PPTs, or you can use that in training your students, or you can make a podcast or a YouTube or whatever you want. You can develop your own blog. So for that you need time. The time is actually there with you, but you need to be smart and you have to identify that. And at least 15-20 minutes, even if you save, you can use that in some productive work. And one more very important thing is the traffic. When you're going in traffic, try to use your GPS and try to find some shortcuts and go home. And people who are staying in metros will relate to this. So if you find shortcuts, if you have a smaller car, and if you go through small routes, and if you go home faster, you might save some time. You can spend that time in spending with your family, or do some work in home. Work meaning smart work is to save the time that can be used efficiently in doing something productive. So that's about that. And the last but not the least is, the last one is fitness. Being fit is the most important thing. Comprises two important aspects. One is doing exercise in the morning. Maybe 8 to 10 minutes is enough if you're starting with. But I suggest to exercise every day. So not even Sundays you should miss, because once you miss one day, the brain goes into brain forms a habit loop. When you start doing something every day, even a small duration of time, once you stop doing it, then again the habit loop is broken. So what happens is, this cheat days and the days where you actually take rest for the muscle and all that is actually not a very correct way. The best way is to do for short duration and every day. Maybe on duty days and post duty days it's not possible, but most of the days you should try to do 8 to 12 minutes of exercise. I usually do for 14 to 15 minutes each day. So that's about exercise. And eating also needs to be controlled. I actually went no sugar 2023. That is my personal resolution. I'm not having any sugar this year in the coffee, tea and other stuff, sweets and all that. I'm not going to have. You drastically cannot go to that level, but maybe you can start doing from simple stuff. I do intermittent fasting, so I usually eat once in a day in the night, and afternoon I'll have a salad. So you can also start doing something like that. Maybe you can start with 12, 8 or 16 hours of fasting or something, and then slowly you can transform your body. That is very important, because once you're fit, your brain thinks in a different way. Even though sometimes I don't sleep in the night, I take calls in the night, I'm more energetic in the morning because I'm relatively fitter compared to other people. So that fitness actually gives extra energy to you, and you can actually be more motivated during the day. So that is about fitness. So that's it, guys. So these are different aspects. They're very small things. You might think what this fellow is telling, but these changes, if you make in 2023, they're going to drastically change the way you think, and these small changes will lead to compounding changes in your life. And by 2024, you would be in a totally different league. If you're a student, you would have finished most of your syllabus and most of your thesis is done. If you're a consultant, then you would have gotten a good appraisal. So all these things will happen only when you start doing this stuff. So that's it, guys. So hope you like the video, and you can share the video with people. If you want to connect with me, then Masapu Dheeraj is my ID in Instagram. You can put a personal message to me. I'll reply to that. And we can have a discussion there regarding topics related to anesthesia career and what kind of books you want to read. Everything we can discuss there. But before that, try to make these changes, and 2023 is yours. If you take care of 2023, 2024 and 25, everything will come in line. So that's about today's video. As usual, Dr. Dheeraj Masapu logging off. Roger that.